AmandaLand, AmandaLand, AmandaLand. So we're going to change the vibe up a little bit because we need to pay respects. And we lost a really dope person this week. We lost a really dope person this week. So Sacha Jenkins is a journalist, documentarian, a writer, a hip hop head. And he lost a fight with MS this week. And Sasha was not just one of the talented ones. He was one of the good ones. And when I say that, I mean, Sasha's heart was always in his work, but also in just how he showed up. I met Sacha Jenkins, I don't even know, so far back. But I met Sasha as somebody who myself, I was, in the hip hop scene as a writer, as a host, etc. And Sasha was working with, oh my gosh, why am I blanking right now? He was working with a hip hop company, and they were working to, just bring new quality, classic hip hop content into the space when we saw the digital era beginning to mass appeal. Whew, child, that was going to kill me. When we saw the digital era taking hold. So I met Sasha when he was over at Mass Appeal, and he was making new work over there. And we just hit it off because me and Sasha are both consummate hip hop heads and artists. And so we just, we kept in touch and we stayed cool. And then when I moved to LA, I remember Sasha had hit me and was like, yo, I didn't know you blew up. And I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, man, somebody mentioned your name today. And I said, I haven't talked to Amanda in a minute. Wonder, I need to hit her up. And he said, they was like, yo, she blew up. And so he had literally just called me to extend props. That's it. He literally just called me to extend props and to say, yo, keep going, keep doing what you do. And he said, he was happy to hear that when they were speaking about me, they were saying that she is still on her SH. She's still on her ish. Sasha is one of the voices that helped to sculpt hip hop into a form beyond just music. With his journalism and Ego Trip and the Ego Trip book of rap lists, those of us who know, we know Ego Trip book of raps lists is a quintessential piece of literature for anyone who is a connoisseur of music. Not even if you just are an MC or a rap enthusiast, but a music enthusiast. Then they followed up with Ego Trip's Book of Racism, which is another conglomerate of all of their voices using humor and wit and facts and intellect to really bring culture onto the page in an unforgettable way. Sasha was also a documentarian and has produced a number of documentaries over at Showtime that you should really make it your business to check out. One of those was called Everything's Gonna Be All White. I am in this documentary. And it talks about how the whitewashing of mainstream America exists and the ways in which it exists that ignore Black representation. You guys are naming other works that he has done. He was also an incredible bassist. He had a band that he was in. He was a punk rocker. And he also was very big into graffiti art. He himself was a graffiti artist and was a part of putting together books that chronicled graffiti art and preserved it. He also was a part of the docuseries Wu-Tang Clan of Mics and Men, which if you haven't watched is great. If you ever thought in your life, nah, I'll never see the Wu-Tang Clan cry, you will. I saw the first 2 episodes of Wu-Tang Clan Mics and Men while sitting next to the Wu-Tang Clan at the oh my gosh. When I tell you I can't remember things anymore, it's so irritating. At Sundance Film Festival. And I was like, Ghost, you crying? Crazy. Crazy. One thing about Sasha is he leaves behind a legacy of not just an incredible oeuvre of work, but I believe anyone who knew Sasha really was fortunate because he was an honest, upfront person. And in a world of so much phoniness and fakeness, when we lose people like that, we lose, we suffer. For a moment there, Sasha and I would meet every month to talk about on Zoom, figuring out a documentary to do together. And I just wasn't inspired by the business of things. So it ended up never really happening. But what did end up happening was I got to know Sasha better. We got to laugh together and talk about this world, talk about the music, talk about the business. He would keep it a buck with me. He would tell me who to steer clear of and who actually could be supportive. And you know, there's just so few people I feel that are willing to do that these days. Everybody is gatekeeping and trying to hold on to their tokenism to the detriment of any true advancement beyond themselves. So I just wanted to take a moment to honor Sacha Jenkins and to encourage you all to go watch his work and read his work, to lift him up. And it just feels like we end up losing the good ones while the trash ones stick around so much longer. And if you're like me, you be feeling like you're in that movie, The Leftovers, because you be like, okay, well, why are the good ones going, but I'm still here? What am I supposed to do here? Why am I still here if the good ones is going? Because I'm not a bad one, so what's my role? And so then I just make it my business to try to do my best to be an ancestor on earth and continue to lift up ancestors like Sasha, who have gone to the beyond and whose energy will continue to lift us up. So rest in peace to Sacha Jenkins. I enjoyed laughing and learning with you. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell your friends. Also, listen to the podcast. It's available everywhere pods are casted. Listen ad-free by subscribing to Patreon Amanda Seals. Come on and join the Seals Squad. Views from AmandaLand. Live 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Wednesday, with content on Thursday and Friday at YouTube Amanda Seals TV.